Ugh, I do not feel like going to the gym today. However, I do know that future me would be very pissed at present me if I didn't go to the gym. So his opinion matters more than mine right now, so I got to go. So here we are. The deadlifts today, I think, are supposed to be RP 6, maybe a 7. I don't remember for sure. I think they might be a 7, but I don't think they'll be too taxing. And they've been feeling good, so I'm kind of looking forward to see how they move. But you never know. Maybe my back will hurt real bad and it would be terrible. So there is always that. But right now it doesn't. So there's that. But yeah, kind of looking forward to it. We'll see. I think we got some other stuff. We got that close grip, feet up bench thing for the set of 8. And then a bunch of other upper body accessories. So hopefully it'll feel nice today. It's not going to be all difficult and terrible. Hopefully it's just going to be, hopefully all of this, like just really not wanting to go to the gym is all just mental. Hopefully it's just mental. Like hopefully physically, I'm just like dominant at the gym today. That'd be kind of great. Yeah, I would take that. But yeah. Kind of reminds me of, like the whole process of me, like before I was in this accident, like the training process, getting ready for Air Force Special Warfare. I was kind of thinking about this today as well. I don't think, I know a lot of people who are in that training pipeline. It is, yes, Air Force Special Warfare. For any of you out there who know this, maybe just me talking about this subject is going to isolate like the 2 people who watch, maybe not, like no people who watch this who are actually into Air Force Special Warfare. But for those of you out there who are kind of interested, here it goes. But like the whole training process of going into Air Force Special Warfare, everybody that I ran into that was getting ready to go into that pipeline was like heavily cardio specific. And that's pretty much, they were pretty much solely focused on cardio, which makes sense. I mean, that is probably the thing that is taxed most in the Air Force Special Warfare pipeline. However, I think that's the thing that's taxed most, like in the moment, like in the present moment, my cardio is the thing that I'm relying on the most. However, I think the thing that is taxed the most on not the in the moment level is your musculature and I guess the tendons and I guess all that connective tissue that holds your body together. Because essentially what the pipeline is we're just gonna keep punching you in the face until you quit. And yeah, we're not gonna stop until you quit. Because there are gonna be times, no matter who you are, where you fail. You're gonna fail something. You're gonna fail something multiple times. Just hopefully you don't fail one of those tests that are required to pass the pipeline. Hopefully it's all the other things. You can fail those. You just can't quit. Like you can pass out in the pool while you're doing underwaters. You can do all of the terrible. You can almost die. That's all acceptable as long as you don't quit during one of them tests. Or well, you can't quit at any time, but like you can fail. We'll put it that way. But I think it's heavily dependent upon like the build of your body and how like being able to push yourself. And I know those words are things everybody says. However, I think I want to frame it in a different way. It's not just about like pushing yourself, because everyone is always like, every coach has always said push yourself or just keep pushing, man. But I think it's actually kind of how I phrased the beginning of this video. The future Mason is not going to approve of present Mason's decision to not go to the gym. And future Mason is more important than present Mason. Therefore, we have to go to the gym. It's being able to remove yourself from this present situation, I guess cardio-wise. Like, so in the pipeline, you're going to be running a whole bunch. And it's going to suck. It's going to be terrible. Like, I wish I were dead or anywhere else besides where I am right now. And I experienced a good bit of that in the training for the pipeline. And yeah, so it's being able to put yourself, you're sitting in that situation, but letting yourself know it's okay. Future me is more important than present me. I just need to get through this, and taking that one step at a time. And I know, like, you've heard the David Goggins and whatnot of just like, just their experience in Hell Week and whatnot, or in their Navy SEAL pipeline, which I do want to add, is statistically easier than the Air Force Special Warfare pipeline. Just want to throw that out there. The Navy SEAL pipeline only has a 70% attrition rate, whereas the Air Force Special Warfare pipeline has a 90 to 95% attrition rate. Just letting you know. But anyway, yeah, so I think it's really just being able to remove yourself from the present situation that you're in, the terribleness of the cardiovascular load that you're being dealt, and then being able to sit yourself and just like getting to the next thing. However, to get to the next thing, your body has to be able to endure all of that load that's being given to it. So I know in the pipeline as well, you walk everywhere. You're carrying things consistently. There is a lot of musculature load that you don't really think about that your body is required. And something I found out pretty early on was even the guys I was training with. I mean, like cardiovascularly wise, I wasn't the best. I was probably middle of the pack when it came to cardio. However, like, I got to take breaks when they were required to do a bunch of work. So like, we would go running and it would be terrible. But then we would be required to farmers carry. That's the word, farmers. We were required to farmers carry things around a track. And while everyone else struggled through that, that was like my chill session. I just got to walk around a track and carry something. Like, that was no big deal at all to me. So, and then like being able to like carrying things on my shoulders and whatnot, that stuff was just cake. Cause I'm used to bearing like 400 or 500 pounds on my shoulders, or like in my hands. My best deadlift ever was like 716. So like carrying like 30 pounds of weight in one hand, deal. That's easy. So it's being able, like, your body can take those physical loads that nobody else is really used to taking, as well as being able to bear the cardiovascular demand that it's been given. And I think most people who go into those pipelines and do that, I guess, blend of cardio and physical strength, they don't really understand the demand or the need for physical strength, not just in your musculature, but in all of that connective tissue, your bones, all of that stuff. All of those things play such a key role in how you're able to sustain yourself through that pipeline. And I don't think that's something people really see. And it was actually something I was able to help a few guys while they were, like, I think there's one guy right now, he wants to be a pararescueman. And he's still training. I think he's going to be, I think he ships out probably in the next couple months. I got to check back in with him. But solid dude. But it's something I helped him reshape his mind in his training. Because I think it's something he noticed about me. Like, I was able to just take whatever. And I was able to, it was like essentially a break anytime we had to do like physical strength activities. I just kind of chilled. And he didn't really know why. So I kind of, I gave him my mindset on training for like these physically demanding, I guess, in like tasks that are physically demanding in both the extremes, where you have a high cardiovascular demand as well as a high physical strength demand, and it's going to be at the same time. So I think what most people see as like the demand for their training in that situation is I'm going to do a lot more CrossFit. I'm going to do a lot more like HIIT workouts, things like that, things of that nature. However, even most of the evidence shows that actually what's required of I guess the requirement for gaining the ability to do those activities that require high physical strength and high cardiovascular endurance is actually to train both of those extremes separately and then have maybe one, maybe two, or yeah, it's probably maybe like 1 day a week or 1 day every other week where you have a workout where it marries those two attributes. So what I would do is I would do like 4 days of like lifting every single week. And then I did 4 days of cardio every week. So I don't know, was it 4? No, it was like 5 days of cardio every week. Yeah. So I would do 4 lifting days. Some of those lifting days I would like swim as well. I ran 3 days a week. I swam twice a week. So I did both of those. And on Fridays, I would do the development session, which was essentially people from the career field coming out and making us do terrible things for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And it essentially like married the cardiovascular demand with the physical strength demand. We did a bunch of like grass and gorillas, bunch of running. Every once in a while we would like do log carries and whatnot. But it's having having trained the physical strength extreme and the cardiovascular extreme. And then when you are demanded to supply both at the same time, it's because you train both of those extremes separately that you can marry them at once. And having trained every once in a while, where you bring them together, that's when you see like your ability to pull them together when needed. So that was kind of interesting. I know. I know there are certain people out there who that would be helpful for. I know there are people in the pipeline who, I guess they have their mindset is so set on the cardiovascular need, where I think they lose the desperate need they have for physical strength and your body's ability to just take a beating. Yeah. But I think on that note, I am pulling up to the gym. Maybe I just needed to distract myself for like 15 minutes, not think about having to go to the gym, because I do not want to be here. But here we are. But I'll see you guys in a few minutes. You'll see me soon. Well, at 190 felt slower than last week, so I guess I was feeling it today for some reason. But we're still gonna go for 200. It should look easy to you guys. It's gonna feel like a grind for me, but let's see how this goes. I think I'm also still getting used to doing my sumo again. However, my back doesn't hurt, so that is nice. That is very nice. But yeah. This is like a 20-pound jump, so. And I I feel a little bit of something in like my left glute, which is where they pulled the screws out of. So I guess there's that. But yeah, I'm like worried how this is gonna feel because I know it's gonna feel terrible, but like I know I'll be able to do it. I just gotta like grow a pair, you know. Oh, okay. Well, let's just get it done. Let's just get it done. Oh, that felt good. I mean, it felt terrible, but it felt good. No problems. Yeah. Felt easier than I thought it was gonna feel. But still didn't feel great. Time to go up next week. Now we got the difficult stuff out of the way. We can do the fun stuff. Yeah. Coach wants to make this as difficult as possible. So he was like, now that we've gotten your feet down bench back, we'll make you do close grip, feet up for sets of 8. So we're no longer above 2 plates, but we're getting back there for these. So I'm at 115, which is like 254 for a set of 8. I'll take that. But we'll be back to where we were before in the near future. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure. What was I doing? I don't know, my peak. If I were to do close grip feet up bench, that would probably be like for a set of 8 at RP 6.5. That's what I'm doing today. Probably would have been like maybe 140. I think so. Probably right around there. Yeah, maybe like 135, 140 right there. But yeah, so I got some work to do, but I'll get back. Let's get this done. Let's get this done. I got to get home quick. All right. Ooh. Yeah, that was good. 6.5. That was definitely it. One more of those. We'll get some accessories done. Yeah.
Are you going? Oh, I'm just going out to read about it again. Well, I live in Boston. Well, I'm going to do it. No, you didn't do it. It is that. Yeah. I mean, I need.
Ooh.
No, you got it. You got how long. Ganito medyo siguro.
Ah. All right. We had to skip our arm stuff. We got to get home. It's one thing, like, I think I'm switching around a little bit. I got to prioritize the sleeping. I think that's a goal that I'm kind of putting not above going to the gym. Because regardless, I'm going to go to the gym. But, like, you know, I'm going to prioritize my sleeping over my, like, arm accessory stuff. I mean, I'm no bodybuilder, so, I mean, it's more, my coach really just programs the arm stuff, you know, because it does benefit the other lifts, but he kind of just programs them so his clients look a little swoller. But, yeah, so I got to, skipping that today. The deadlifts actually felt pretty, I don't know, they were difficult today. I did a pretty large jump from my last warm-up set to my first working set. Maybe I need to jump a little smaller. Like I went from like 100, what was it? I went from 120 keys to like 170, and like pre my whole accident, like going from 120 to 170, no big deal. I mean, 170 felt like nothing to me, but I mean, I'm still getting back into things. Like it definitely wasn't, the weight didn't move slowly. It was more, it just how do I put it? I don't know. It just I don't know, it felt heavier, like I wasn't warmed up. Like yeah, I guess, how do I, it's not like I didn't stretch. You don't stretch, but like, I mean, technically lifting is a stretch. I mean, you stretch out your muscles and then you contract them. So I guess I didn't stretch enough. You got me, man. But I think I'll do smaller jumps for my warm-up. At least that last set, not jumping 50 keys to get into, not my work, it's technically my working sets. My working sets today for deadlift were a set of 3 sets of 5, but it was RPE 4, 5, and 6. So I guess technically that RPE 4 was a working set, but like RPE 4 really isn't a working set. So that 170 was my RPE 4 working set. I think I probably should have done 150 before and then got into my 170. I think it would have felt a lot nicer, because I went from 170 to 190, and that 170, like, it felt heavy, and then that 190 felt heavy, and the 200 actually I think felt lighter than the 190. So it's because I think I did a smaller jump from 190 to 200 compared to the last warm-up jump and the jump from 170 to 190. So I think I gotta, I'll probably throw in another warm-up set just so we get that little extra stretch in. We get that little extra pump, that muscle growth. You know, I think we'll do that. But other than that, the bench looked really good. I was happy with that. But coming next is squats. And yeah, it's actually I don't think there's upper body on Friday. Can't remember exactly how coach programmed it. I think it's squats. What is it? It's squats. Oh yeah, it's RDL or dumbbell RDLs, and then leg extensions or seated leg extensions, seated leg curls. So Fridays, I see Fridays as like a pretty good day, and it's not like a set of 6 to 8 on squats. It's like a set of 4. So that'll be nice. And then being able to close off with a Saturday of just upper body stuff. Yeah. I think the tough days for me in the week are that Monday, Wednesday. Friday and Saturday are the easier days to me. I'm sure that it's going to change in the future, because I know like sets of 4 on the squat generally feel very difficult. So I know this is not like this is how it's going to be playing out for the rest of this program, or however, or not, I guess the rest of this program split that coach has me on. But yeah, it was also interesting. One of the deeper thoughts I was thinking about today, switching from lifting to my typical rant after the lift. Yeah, I mean, I definitely have gone through how do I say this? I know people out there know I'm a conservative dude who, I follow God's word, and like and one of the more, I guess, inflammatory teachings in God's word nowadays is wives submit to their husbands. And then going back to Genesis chapter 2, where God creates man and woman, that he created man, and man was like desperately like alone. He was like, I need something. All of these creatures that God created got their partners. Where's mine? And he like needed it. Like he was like incomplete without it. And yeah, like life was just like, I need that. And God made woman, and made woman as his helper, and that's woman's role. And that's a very inflammatory teaching nowadays. That gets a lot of people riled up. But I think, I've espoused that for a very, very long time, and I still do. I think I was having a discussion with my mom today, and she was helping me with like future career stuff. She would like, and she's done this like a million times in my life, whether it's like college stuff or career wise or whatnot. She'll like put together a document of like jobs that I can apply to, and I guess instructions on how to best do it, like ways to construct a resume, and just all the things you could possibly think of that require a career progression. And she'll put it in a document, and she'll send it to me like, hey Mason, you got me thinking. This is like here's all the stuff I could find about your career path. And I've always I guess I've always kind of taken it for granted. It's always been like a huge blessing, which, that was convicting. But one of the things that like slapped me in the face was this: wives, submit to your husbands, and then be a helper. That woman is made to be a helper for man, and man is to shoulder the responsibility of the family, and all of those things. what kind of hit me in the face was my mom. She sent me that, and then what she said was, I'm trying to be your helper as well while you're waiting for your wifey. And she said it in a joking manner. Like, obviously, my mom is my dad's wife, obviously. But it was kind of like, dang. I was really just confronted with, you know what? My mom is like the ideal, like that is the type of wife I'm looking for. That was something that just kind of hit me. Like she and it's like she finds joy in helping me. Like it's not a burden on her. Like yeah, like it's work, but she loves to do it. Like helping me through all of those career progressions and whatnot. She finds such joy in helping me do it. And it's like something she strives for. And I think that's like, I don't know. I think it's really just kind of it's highlighted like an attribute that I think is really important. Um, and I think I need to focus more on. Because I mean, as a dude, I generally focus on the more physical attributes, but I think that's an attribute I need to be more aware of. Because that was yeah. I mean, I've benefited from that my entire life, but just kind of it was like just a sudden realization I had today that yeah, my mom is a pretty fantastic woman. And yeah, I mean, she helps me in unimaginable ways. And yeah, I think it's something I need to focus more on. And yeah, so one of the thoughts I was thinking about today, I mean, I talk to her pretty much every lunch. So, we just talk about everything. But so that was kind of just something that I've been thinking about a lot today. Um, something that it really did mean a lot to me. And I need to be more vocal about those kind of things. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, this lift today, it kind of went how I thought it was going to go. It didn't go fantastic, but it did, like, my back didn't hurt, so it didn't go horribly. Those deadlifts they felt difficult. I could tell, I mean, obviously, I mean, my EMT class last night went till 10 p.m., so I didn't get nearly as much sleep as I needed. I slept probably 5 hours. Because, I mean, I wake up at like 4, so like 5.5 hours. So, got up at like 4 and just been grinding today. And, you know, smacking down a couple of those white monsters to keep me sane while I throw white vinegar around. But I'm beelining home because I think it's really important now that I get my minimum 8 hours of sleep. I need to get my minimum 8 hours of sleep whenever I can, so that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, I need to get bare minimum 8 hours of sleep, just so I can compensate for the lack of sleep I get on Tuesday, Thursday nights. Because I think, again, the sleep I get is more important than the arm workouts I get done. The arm accessory work. But yeah, yeah, I think today was a good day. Today was a good day at the gym and otherwise. But I'm gonna get home. I'm gonna get this food down. Been trying to prioritize, I guess, a cleaner diet. So there have been, I guess, over the last few weeks, like I just won't feel like cooking. So I mean, I don't get like unhealthy food. It's just like, I don't know, I throw money away. I need to not do that. So it's also something I'm trying to focus more on. So I'll instead of buying food 2 times a week, I'll do it like once every other week. I think that's kind of what I'm going to be focusing on that front. But yeah, what else? I think that's about it. Yeah, I am dead tired. I need to get this food down. I'm gonna beeline it to bed so we can get up tomorrow at 4 a.m. and do this all over again. Well, I guess tomorrow is gonna be run day. I think I'm gonna have you guys join me because on Saturday, I think I'm gonna have you guys join me on Saturday. I think we're gonna do our full day because I think last Saturday we did we just did a lift on last Saturday. This Saturday we're gonna do our run and lift. It's gonna be interesting. We'll see how it goes. But until then, I will see you guys later.